Welcome back to the RS Buddies podcast. We've been friends for 15 years because of RuneScape, and we like to yap about it. My name is Max, or MDGScape, and my co-host is Zekzer Dalton.
Yo, we are a couple things real quick. We're gonna cover Blood Moon Rises today, all the new update. It was been pretty fun, but before we do that, thank you guys for the subs. We're so close to 500 subs. It's actually insane.
Take
Uh,
us over the line. We're
Take
right
us over the
there.
line. If you aren't subbed and you listen to our content, or if you aren't subbed and also don't often listen to the content, subscribe anyway.
Okay, that
Do it
was
anyway.
confusing to me, and I'm sure it was confusing to
Just
other
hit the
people.
subscribe button. Hit the subscribe
Yes,
button.
please.
It's
Thank you.
almost as confusing as the drop rates and drop table that we are presented with
Oh my
after
God.
Blood Moon Rises.
We're gonna
But
get
let's
into
get
it.
into it after.
Yeah. So I
Uh,
think we want to start this podcast off. First of all, we're going to do our week in review. We always do that in our duo episodes that are just me and you.
yeah.
But we're going to start this podcast off talking about the new quest and the update and all the joyous things that have been brought to the game. And then we're going to crash out a little bit after about the other shit.
Let's start with the good. The good is
Yeah,
what we
we want to
start
start with
with.
the good. And I'll just real quick say why, because I keep seeing on like Reddit and everywhere. I mean, you guys know this community, like everyone likes to be negative, and it sucks to see that when a lot of the update was good. And I don't want to, even though I can see how it feels overshadowed by some of the negative. I don't want that to be like
The main
what we
thing.
put out there. Yeah, or the main thing.
I'm
Even though
with
I've
you.
been fucking losing my
Yeah,
mind for
you have
2 days.
been absolutely tilted for 2 days, and it's honestly been hilarious for me, but probably not as funny for you.
That makes me more mad that it's funny for you.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
But let's go into our week in review. Why don't you kick her off?
Well, it's gonna be tough. I mean, I was at work. I was at work and just was watching No Monkey and Foe complete the quest pretty much,
Hmm.
and I was feeling extreme FOMO, and I could
Yeah.
not wait to get home. That the quest was, I think, the best quest in RuneScape history to date. It was so fun. It
Yeah,
was so cool.
I would agree with that. Yeah, it's an amazing quest. Actual difficult boss fights, but like with reasonable mechanics. Uh, yeah, the quest has been awesome. And I was the morning of I don't know if you finished your week in
No, yeah.
review.
I mean, dude, I mean, it goes in. The problem is it goes into like, I've been killing the Maggot King and all that stuff. So it's
Yeah,
like,
right,
it's kind
right.
of crossover.
Yeah. Yeah, similar thing here. I work from home. I was working while the quest was released, and yeah, I was having a little bit of FOMO. I was watching Bodhi, but he was like 5 hours ahead of me or something, so I was kind of watching him start to do some of the fights as I was entering the like the house, the palace thing.
Yeah.
And I also didn't have a guide really. Like there was some stuff on wiki, but most of it was like really, really brief bullet points. So I just did the palace without a guide, except for like a few little parts of it. And I was like genuinely shocked how well I did with the puzzle. It felt like I was telling you, back in the day when I don't know if you ever played like the old Legend of Zelda games or like the old
A
Pokemon
little
games. I
bit.
bet you did play.
Pokemon for sure. Yeah.
Did you play like Red and Blue and Yellow?
Yeah. And where it was like, holy shit, I'm lost in this game for some reason.
Yeah, I'm in this cave. I've been in this cave for the last like 3 months of my life, which feels like an eternity as a child. I can't figure my way
Yeah.
out. It felt like that a little bit, but like in a kind of a good way.
Dude, I have a funny story, just a quick tangent on that. So in
Mhm.
Pokemon Emerald, there's a cave before the second gym where you have to go in and you have to use Flash. And the intent is that you complete the gym,
Yeah,
get
in
Flash
Dewford Town
in
or
Dewford.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. As a kid, I didn't know that you could get Flash. So I memorized how that cave is laid out. To this day, I could walk you through
That's
that
good.
cave blindfolded.
I'm pretty sure I had the same experience in Ruby, like same exact thing. I didn't know how to get Flash, and I went through the whole thing. Like, yeah, I think I could get to Steven without making any
Yeah,
wrong turns.
exactly. Yeah. Regardless of that, I think that they did a really good job on this quest of laying out, even in like the puzzle, kind of like
Hmm.
good ways to point you in a direction with all the sparkling things and stuff
Yeah.
along those lines. And it felt like it was completable ambiguously. Like it didn't need to be done in some strict order. Obviously, you needed to get like certain keys, but like while getting those keys, you could pick up other things that are going to help you later. It felt really good that
Yeah.
way.
We did stuff in very different orders. Like you had to go back and look for the skull. I had picked the skull up at a super early point, and you had the dagger like way earlier than I did. That was like the last thing I got. So I think that's just super cool. Like, and I know people are gonna kind of nail it down with a guide eventually, but it just felt like awesome to do it without. And we talked about this too, is you couldn't do that with the old RuneScape quests. A lot of these quests back in the day, like yeah, if you had the whole community throwing themselves at it, it could get it done and like figure it out, but they were not straightforward. The hints weren't good, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, completely understand. Like watching Alien Food do his unguided stuff, you can
Yeah,
really
right.
see how old quests just kind of were like, you need this thing. That was it. Like it could
Yeah,
be
right.
across the map, it could be anywhere. But in this one, everything felt really contained step by step. That's a
Mhm.
massive plus, is that it was, besides the top section, everything was like contained within itself. Where it's like it wasn't, once you got out of the castle, nothing was like too hard to figure out. Like I had a guide next to me because I got out of work later and started later than you did. But like
Mhm.
after the castle, I like really didn't need the guide. Everything was like pretty
Right.
obvious.
And the cool part too was like all the supplies, like you start seeing these new supplies they're introducing like in the castle, and then you start to like get them out of the chest later on, and you're using these supplies that are like even slightly different from main game brews and restores and combat pots. And yeah, it was just nice to be all self-contained. It was really cool.
Yeah. Well, the next coolest part about this quest was, in my opinion, was Laurential Drakan.
Oh my god, such a fun fight.
Dude, but besides the fight, like the first time you're introduced to him, so in most quests, there's like a big bad, you know? You
Yeah.
or most pinnacle quests, I guess.
Just
There's
a
a
quick
Go
people
ahead.
get weird about this little spoiler
Oh,
alert.
spoiler
I'm
alert.
sure we're going to talk
Spoiler.
about specifics or cutscenes and things in the quest. If you
Yes.
guys haven't done it and you like don't want it spoiled, just skip ahead. We'll have timestamps.
Yeah, 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 the stuff
Sorry,
after.
I
No, no, no. No.
I ruined Wild Gothic Sleep for like 50,000 people,
So,
and yeah,
I mean, that
flashback.
quest has been out twice now, so everyone should really know.
Yeah, I
Regardless,
guess. So.
regardless, the moment where he walks down the stairs when you're escaping the castle
Hmm.
and he just opens the doors for you and he pulls the sun spear out and he's like, "Let the hunt begin."
Yeah, holy shit.
That moment, dude, I was like, "Holy shit! This is like one of the coolest." Like, this is. I had to remind myself that it was RuneScape.
Yeah.
Like, it was like such a well crafted like. And then one of the coolest moments for me was when you're doing the crank on the door and you
Oh
click it for the
yeah.
first time and he's right there, and if you hadn't done the mechanic before, you would think that you just have to like click on the crank and it goes, but then you see the bar go down, so you're like panicking trying to figure out how to crank the thing, and I'm like spam clicking it. I'm like, what the fuck's going
Yeah.
on? I'm panicking, and he's getting closer, and it felt like a horror movie,
It was
dude.
like Dead by Daylight, that
Yes,
part when he
yes.
like if he saw you, he'd chase you down. Yeah, dude, I had the same thing. Like I hit the crank, it did the cutscene where he starts like pops out and starts chasing you, and I started to run. Then I was like, oh shit, I need to still click the crank. So I like yeah, I stepped back and was like trying to get away.
And you
It
click
was
it once expecting to do it on its own, and it's not. It's
yeah.
like wait, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? And then if he does hit you
Sick.
there, he does. One of the coolest things about this whole entire quest is that Drakan is constantly doing his mechanics
Mhm.
throughout the whole thing. Like it never changes. So
Right.
it's
It,
really
it
cool.
ups it a little bit every time you face him, which is cool. It's like a really good way to learn the mechanics. Is that what you mean, like the fight
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mechanics?
I like that. Like, okay, I don't even know if they've ever done this in another quest before, but a lot of the times, like quest bosses, it seems like they're so strong, but then they're like actually when they're killing things, but then they're actually weaker when you fight them. If you get what I'm
Hmm.
saying.
Yeah.
But Drakan is just fucking smoking you the whole time with these cool step backs. And they have NPCs that are showing you how to step back too, like while you're fighting him. And the first time you fight him, you're forced to do those step backs, or he doesn't take damage. That stuff's really cool to me. That's that.
Yeah,
That's a
it felt really cool. Yeah, the progression of like learning. I kind of cheesed my way through until the last boss, which like you sort of can do.
yeah.
Like the last time you fight him. So I really didn't know the mechanics. I gotta glaze you up, by the way, about that last fight. But before that, some of those cutscenes, though, I just want to mention, like the one on the bridge where he's
Oh
just like
my god.
destroying all the disciples or whatever they are,
You know what
and
that?
then
Oh, wait, one second before you move on. Before, you know what that
yeah,
reminded me of?
what
Have you ever seen Rogue One, the Star Wars
I was
movie?
gonna say, Star Wars, yeah,
When at the end of, I think it's at the end of Rogue One, where it repeats the scene from the beginning of A New Hope, and he comes in and Darth Vader just like the lightsaber comes out and he's just throwing people. He's like throwing the lightsaber.
yeah,
That scene and the Lorenial Drakan scene, like that shit really shows you like, oh no, this guy's a fucking goated. Like he's
yeah. It was cool,
insane.
and like you said, the fights held up to like he felt strong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Like through the whole thing, you're like how the so you see his HP is like 3K, and you're like, how the fuck am I gonna kill this guy? Like
yeah. Oh
what
my
am I gonna
god.
do?
Yeah, I guess that brings us to the last fight. That was, dude, that was crazy. 3000 HP. You have to like really nail the mechanics. You know what I really like about it is you to beat that fight, you have to at least be decent at the mechanics. It wasn't super punishing when you made mistakes, so you could kind of get through as long as you could get through with a shit ton of mistakes as long as you like
Yeah.
understood them to a certain extent, right?
You can
Um,
yeah, it was that fight was really fun. I think we both have said it. I kind of wish that that fight was repeatable with loot.
me
And I
too.
wish that you did full damage to him, but he did double damage to you. So it was more of like an okay, no, I now I actually have to fight this guy, and I can't really
Yeah,
screw
like an
up the mechanics.
awakened version that's not as long of an encounter.
Right,
That
like
would be
he could
cool.
still have 3k HP. Like that's fine because it's going to be half as long, but you also have to dodge the mechanics or else you're getting clapped. Like you're not just taking like 15s, you're taking like
Yeah.
30s on those hits. That would be so sick.
I gotta say, I was impressed with myself. I took 4 attempts to beat it, and I really had not watched anyone fight it before. I just like went in totally blind. I was pretty impressed with myself. And then I watched you go in and do it first try, and I was like, holy shit. And then I watched a couple people in Discord do it like today and yesterday, like after you had done it, and it was taking people like 20 plus tries.
Yeah, I mean, I said this before about certain bosses. Like I get really like tough when I have to like move and switch prayers. Like Awaken
Hmm.
Leviathan would be really bad for me, but a boss fight like that where I need to time things and memorize things,
Yeah.
that's like right up my alley. Like I'm
Hmm.
good at stuff like that. When it's like moving and switching prayers, I struggle. But with stuff like that, I love that. Like, same thing about like the Maggot King. The one of the things I like about it, but we'll get to that when we get to it. It's like systematic fights where I can predict everything that's going to happen. I really, really enjoy. Like that's my,
Yeah.
I love it so
It was
much.
a cool. I mean, it did remind me a little bit of Soul Heredit,
Yes.
and that's kind of your thing, you know?
Fucking love Soul. It's my favorite boss fight in the entire game. But honestly, Lorenial Drakan, I wish if Jagex learns anything, and we have joked around about them listening, but please just give us like a Vorkath style loot table. Like it doesn't even need uniques where we can refight this guy. We bring our own supplies and we deal double damage or we deal full damage and he does double damage so that it's like an actual fight that you have to learn. Like it'd be and remove the waves, the wave phase and
Yeah.
stuff. Remove that
The
because it
thing
just
is,
slowed it
like,
down.
that does sound fun to me, but I have heard people make the point that it would like really cheapen the quest and everything if you could refight it.
I
So I
guess.
think maybe just like use some of those mechanics going forward. Like I would love to see. I wouldn't ever do it, but I'd love to see like an awakened version of it to where like you cannot make a mistake going
Oh
through
my
it and see
god.
like imagine seeing the first person to complete that.
It would be insane. You know what? You know what? You just said that, and I agree that it could like cheapen the fight, right?
Hmm.
But would it? I think it would be okay if Faraday. What if
Hmm.
like Faraday goes up there and you could fight a Faraday doing his shit, like where it's like this is like a
That
combat
would be
test for you
cool. Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. It's like that's like some shit from like Hollow Knight.
Yeah, yeah, or
Like
like
there's bosses like that where it's the same mechanics, but it's someone who like took over for someone else.
right, like so in what I'm thinking of is in Borderlands 2, which is like a really
Yeah.
weird reference. Have you played Borderlands 2?
Yeah, I beat it. I beat
Okay,
it pretty
so you
extensively.
know when you kill
Is it 2 or 3?
okay, I'm talking about Borderlands 2 where you
I think I played
kill
2.
what's the guy's name? His like bird that everyone loves, and that there's a boss fight where you have to kill his bird, and he's like a player. He's a character from the last game that you could play.
Oh wow, okay.
So you kill the bird, and then after you, when you know in Borderlands you can like refight bosses over and over for their loot. After you refight, it's like a giant moth doing the same mechanics because they don't want to cheapen that moment, but they want to let you repeat the boss. Like it feels dumb to me to just scratch a really fun encounter because of lore reasons. Like the
Mhm.
game's about fun at the end of the day, and I just feel like
Yeah.
I wish I could refight that boss, like and get a little
Yeah,
bit
I
of loot
just think
for it.
there's a way like to fight something with the same mechanics without like yeah, I think your suggestion was good. Like, fighting
Yeah.
a Verite or something.
All right. Well, what would you
Yeah.
rate this quest out of 10? Like RuneScape
Honestly,
quests.
like I see a lot of people saying that the fight was too hard, like and struggling on it. I think it was perfect. That's a GM quest. I think it's hard enough to where it's gonna stop some people for the time being, but I think anyone could get good enough to do that fight genuinely.
Yeah.
And also, it's self-contained. You're not losing 250k or 500k every time you die. Like you pop right back out. You can just resupply at the thing with their supplies. Try it again. I
That
think
was really nice.
that's super nice and reasonable for a hard fight like that, especially with a lot of people. Like it'll be the hardest content they've ever done by a long shot
Yeah.
up until that point. I would give it a 9 or a 10. It genuinely I thought was so good. I think I followed what they said about I play without sound all the time. Followed what they said with their sound recommendations. I thought that was really cool.
Sound
And
recommendations
the music
were
was
awesome.
incredible. Story was great. The dialogue was awesome. The characters were great. The cutscenes were phenomenal. Yeah, 9 or a 10.
Yeah, I'm at like 9.5 for sure on that quest. Like I don't
Yeah,
know, I don't want to give it a 10 because I feel like Jagex can like will I think that okay, the vampire storyline was the storyline that I was most excited to see conclude.
hmm,
And I don't know, I think the only thing that could like upend that storyline would be like the continuation of Desert Treasure like we just talked about in the last pod. Like
yeah,
that kind of thing would could still be like obviously it's going to be hard and difficult, but the story also is like really good. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm like at 9.5. There's not much to complain about with the quest, really.
No, I don't
Like,
think so either. I think even the area they introduced, everything just it's like a new world. It feels really cool. There's some cool lore behind it. Yeah, I don't know what you could complain about.
well, I'm going to give you something to complain about right now.
Yeah, quest is over. We're in the world. Everything fucking sucks. I'm actually so pissed, man.
Okay, why don't we start with Venators? Let's start with Venators.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's hear the problem with Venators because I think we both
Okay,
have
so
comments on this.
yeah. So frame of reference, I'm working on a Venator loop from video, which is going tits up for a whole different set of reasons.
Can't get a task.
Can't get a task. I've been trying for a week before. And I couldn't get a task, and now I still can't get. I got one task. I'm trying to get another one. But aside from that, their loot is horrendous. It's horrendous. I the drop rates aren't 100% published, but they based on the drop rate project, which takes like a bunch of people's drops, people who have signed up on through RuneLite or whatever, it reports their loot
Drops.
tracker.
Yeah.
So it gives you a good idea of what it is by this point. It thinks that it's 1 in 1,000 for a blood shard from these vendors, which, mind you, were pitched as a better way to get blood shards, right?
Yes, 100%. They were pitched as a more active way to get blood shards and faster, obviously.
Right. So these things have 400 plus HP. I think it's 405 HP,
Yep.
which is a shit ton. They have mechanics that you have to turn your prayer on and off for. And their drop rate is, what is it? 1 in 1500 from normal Vires?
Yeah, 1 in
Sentinels?
1500 from Sentinels. Yeah.
So it's up there. 1,000 is up there. They're way slower to kill and way more active.
Yeah, I was gonna like almost 100%. If you got a vampire's task and actively killed regular Vires, you'd be getting more blood shards per hour. Almost
If you killed them
100%.
off task, you'd be getting more, I'm pretty sure, per hour.
Yeah, you might be right. I mean, AFKing, I was getting 1 blood shard every 15 hours. But that's like full AFK.
Okay, that's it's I
It was like
think
100 an
there
hour I
I
killed.
guess the new stakes you can make, the new spikes, are supposed to be really good. I'm gonna try those out soon. And I heard you can get up to 200 kills per hour on these new ones, but still, like, it's just so underwhelming. And the loot table compared, like the regular loot compared to normal Fire Sentinels is way worse. It's so horrible. I've killed 250. I have like a couple 100K cash to show for it and like nothing else.
Yeah, that seems to be a common theme with the things that they did after this up. But like, there's so much to praise with the quest itself, but post quest, the drop tables are horrendous. Like they're not. It's not even like somewhat okay. So you talk about Venators and you talk about like the Maggot King. Like these two things together have probably I would say the worst ever drop table on release, like in history of RuneScape. I
I
think.
totally agree. It's horrendous. And we know why they do it, right? Like they've said it. They don't want a bunch of items coming into the game. They want you to like chase the uniques while not like bringing a shit ton of stuff into the game, which is fine in theory, but to do that time after time after time after time and make it progressively worse, like we I've been screaming about this all day, but like we haven't had a main game, a big main game update in 7 months. And then
Yeah.
to put this in, like, tune it up a little bit. Like, it's okay if we're making insane money for, a couple weeks before people get sick of it and peter out. Like, it doesn't have
Yeah,
to be all alchables. It can be all different stuff, right?
I will say compare. So this is for sure. Blood Moon Rises is the hardest quest in RuneScape, a hundred
Right.
percent. It's got the highest requirements, highest stat requirements. It's got the hardest boss fight by far. It's not even close. Like the
Far and away.
I
Yeah.
think probably if you took just the mechanics of or not Ranis of Lorenial Drakan and you just planted those, like they are. I think it's just a step under an awakened boss. To be honest
Yeah,
with
I
you,
think so too.
so
I mean,
you're
I know people who had Blood Torva and Radiant, and they were like really struggling.
yeah. So this boss is very hard to then give to then release drop tables like this that are locked behind this boss when you have like DT2 we were talking about today. People complain that those drop tables are shit. And like in my opinion, if you're playing an Iron Man especially, those drop tables are like incredible if you're grinding that before you max. Like there's so
Yeah.
much alchables, there's so much ore on those tables. There's uncut gems on those tables. Bro, you get like 8 rubies from killing this boss, the
It's
Maggot King.
crazy. And that's a good drop. 8 rubies is like the best you can hope for
In,
from the shit.
right, and like you're getting these tarnished items, which I understand the concept behind the tarnished items, like giving crafting XP, but at the same time, these things should only be rune and dragon items that are coming out of these things. Like
Yeah.
you're killing
I don't
a
even know if you can pull dragon items out of them.
100% no. I don't think.
That's crazy.
Like let me take a quick look. Nope, it's a
Yeah,
tarnished
I've
longsword
only
is
gotten
adding a
rune. I've gotten
rune.
mithril through rune. I got a
Let
mithril spear from one of the
me see.
spears.
Tarnished spears, yeah, it has a myth spear on it. Um, but like it's actually so ridiculous when you put it into like perspective of compared to other things. Like look at Vorkath. I swear farming this Maggot King boss has no reason to farm it besides getting the 2 uniques and leaving, and they're not even that rare. So you need to do on average 500 kills, and that's not going to take that long, especially if you're in max gear. You need to do like 500 kills, get your Kiston and your necklace, and get out of there. And you'll never
Yeah,
go back because
I
there's
would
no
have
reason to go back.
rather had them make the table a little bit better and make the uniques a little bit rarer.
We talked about that, and I totally agree with this. The other thing about it is this really tilts me. I feel like Jagex is so afraid to put blood shards on a boss table, and I don't
Dude,
know
what the
why.
fuck were they thinking?
Okay, the Venators drop blood shards. The Maggot King is a corrupted or maggot infested Venator. They share pretty much their entire loot table besides blood shards. If you planted blood shards on the Maggot King at like a 1 in 100 rate, which seems fair to me, 1 in 100 rate at a blood shard, it actually, you can, then at that point, you can go, I can ignore the table here that it's so bad because I'm farming blood shards and I'm farming uniques. And then on top of that, it gives a reason to come back to the boss for like Iron Man, where you can like, oh no, I'm farming this boss for blood shards. And I can do it
Yeah.
in a fun way instead of a cringe way.
Dude, I think 1 in 50 would have been like
Uh,
a fine rate from the boss.
and
Like it feels really good to use it at this boss with the melee
it can
punish and
last forever.
everything.
You can last
If it was
forever
1
with
in
it.
50 or 1 in 100, you'd probably be about breaking even. I haven't like done the math on it. But like so that makes and I have a choice. Do I keep using it to get the uniques? Use the Blood Fury that I'm getting, like the charges I'm getting to get the uniques, or do I save them because I'm okay with this boss as it is and use them for something else? Or you know what I mean? Like
100%.
it's an economy of yeah, I just was really hoping that I mean, okay, so my big thing with blood shards, I've probably had this rant before. Sorry to take it over. I'm
No,
just
go ahead.
getting heated.
Rant it up,
My
buddy.
big problem with blood shards is they're incredibly useful. They're very expensive, but they are botted to shit. It's just bots bringing them into the game. So
Yeah.
like, why are we keeping them in one spot, keeping them so rare? We're making everyone compete with these bots to go get them in Darkmire, when you could add them to Fasani's, you could add them to what's the other boss I'm thinking of there?
I don't know. I think Fasani's is like the perfect. You could add them to a top loot table if you wanted
Oh,
to.
Tab Loot. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I always say is you could add them to the top table, add them to Fasani's, and it would feel like the right thing. And what are we gonna piss the bots off? Who fucking cares at that point?
Yeah, and
Like,
it's not
opportunity.
like that. It's not like that. These items are so like they're good, right? But you're making a big sacrifice using a Blood Fury over a Rancor. You really are. It's a lot of
Yeah,
damage. It's
damage
a lot of
for sure.
accuracy,
Except in a
and
few cases like hard mode Tab, sometimes it's better DPS just because you're not eating.
you're not eating. Right. The just it's just very very odd to me that they are so tied to this blood shard not being on like boss loot tables because it feels like it's a good enough thing where they should be on boss drop tables. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. The loot from the Maggot King is like literally horrible except the uniques. Don't even get me started about the blood sacks.
Oh my god, that's
So
the thing that tipped us over the edge, I think.
so here's two things about the some of the drops. So it drops leech fins, which have like a chance to give you blood sacks. And I think you need 50 blood sacks to make a vial of blood, and the
Yeah,
boss
one
drops
vial.
2 to 5.
It's insane.
Like that is
Pull up
insane.
your log really quick. How many
All right, I've
kills do you
killed
have on the boss, and how many blood sacks do you have?
I've killed 74 Maggot King.
That's a lot. Damn.
Well, I mean, I only did it last night. I wish if I didn't have work, I would have a million of these things. But I have my loot consists of 400 Mortmire fungi, 60 rubies, 38 myth ore, 20 gold ore, 67 leech fin, and 12 blood sacks.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with the leech fin. This is a major issue with the leech fin.
Takes longer to pick them up than the boss takes to respawn. That's problem number one.
That they should just drop noted or something. Like, or instead of giving me leech fin, why don't you just give me blood sacks? Like, what, you're really gonna make me crush these down or leave the boss fight? in the middle,
It's
like
just
because I
a
get a leech
chance to
fin
get a
drop.
blood sack from them too, I think. I think they just put them on literally as a fuck you to the people who voted no on them.
Yeah, well, that leech fin thing was so fucking OP, honestly.
Yeah, but still, like, I don't know why they even put them on the table then. Like,
It, it,
I'm
it is
heated.
very
And okay,
frustrating.
so you crush these things, you get some extra blood sacks, right? It takes 50 blood sacks to make one vial of blood for whatever reason. Like, who knows? And then what does the guy cost to break? Like, isn't there a guy that
Okay,
asked for?
yeah, there's a guy who. Okay, this is another thing that's just so ridiculous. There's a guy, if you don't know, right next to the blood portal, right when you leave the castle, you go through the portal, and you get to Vampyrium. There's a guy right on your, I think it's to your north on the wall, and he can
Yeah,
retrieve your gravestone for you. It costs 50 vials, or I think it's 100,
it's 150.
150 vials of blood to retrieve it one time.
What were they
Okay, well, to
thinking?
be fair, it's 50k, 150 vials of blood, or like some amount of stimfike feathers. Here's the issue with this. After this is pretty much only going to be used after you die to the Maggot King. And he doesn't even pull shit from your bank. So what are you supposed to do? Go run to the bank, run back,
He doesn't pull
recover your
GP from
shit.
your bank, right?
He doesn't
Like
pull
that's
GP. He doesn't pull vials of blood. He should
yeah.
pull, honestly, he should pull any of those options out of your bank. Like, realistically, if you want to use it, like, he should be able to pull it out of your bank. I dislike how they did the vials of blood. It's so ridiculous. I dislike
Dislike
the.
isn't even the right word.
It's
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 just
it's
it doesn't make
atrocious.
any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And anyone with half a brain or who spent 20 minutes interacting with this content could tell you that. Like, what are they? They're not testing it, dude. I'm
Right.
telling you, I have had this. We've given Jagex a ton of benefit of the doubt over the last like year. Like, oh, we
Yeah.
trust them to do this, all this stuff. I am losing trust in their ability to push these updates out without having just absurd things in it like this. It doesn't make sense.
It feels like there's another agenda behind it being so bad of a loot table. Is like really how it feels. It's
Their
really
whole thing
weird.
is undertune and then tune it up based on people's reactions or based on how they see stuff coming into the game. But that just feels so bad.
It's really bad.
Feels so bad.
It
We were
it
talking about how we are sick of like a little bit sick of voting on every single thing because when stuff comes in the game, you just know it so intimately already. Like there's no surprise, there's no waking up and it's like Christmas morning. And this is like makes that even worse because okay, you know what's coming to the game, but now everything feels shit too. I don't
yeah.
know. I'm just like I'm so disappointed in the vibes with that.
I will agree with this. So it, it's it's the I it's inexplainable how bad the drop tables are. It's beyond explanation, which is not good because as you said, I looked at like the Venator drop table and I saw 1 in 1,000 and I was like, oh, that's fucked. I was like,
Yeah.
that's clearly bad. Like that should not be that number because you could just farm fires if you did it the same way you did. Like the way I look at it is like if you actively farmed fires in the Darkmire, it's
Hmm.
going to be faster if you're doing overhead prayers, maxed melee gear, the new vampire weapon. It's going to be way faster, and that's
Yeah.
ridiculous. That's a ridiculous statement for me to make because they're so less active.
Visibility is such a problem. Yeah.
I just don't understand why they care so much. Those blood shards should be like 1 in 250, if that, from those. It should be one per
If
task.
that. Yeah.
It should be one per task, is what you should expect.
Roughly, yeah. I think 1 in 200, 250 sounds like fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
just,
just it's crazy to me. It's just crazy. I'm so mad. I'm so mad about it.
yeah, it's inexplainable. But let's talk
Yeah,
about some
do you
maggot. Go ahead, go ahead.
really quick before we move on? I'm sorry to keep harping on
No,
this.
you're good.
Do you think you say it's inexplainable? Do you think it's intentional?
I do think it's intentional. So I've been thinking about this all day. After we talked on the phone today, I've been thinking about like why would Jagex do this, right?
Yeah.
So the drop table is so bad. Like it's impossible to flood the game with any of the items that are dropped. The way I'm thinking about it is this boss is going to be farmed to shit right in the beginning because everyone wants the uniques.
Yeah.
And what they can do is let that happen and then buff the drop table after, because that
I know what I
kind
was
of,
thinking too, but that's so cheesy,
I know
bro.
it's really cheesy, it's really bad. I'm just saying I think that could be because, dude, it's you could literally ask your brother who doesn't play this game that much, not very active. I mean, he's been more active
Pretty
recently,
active lately, but
active
yeah.
lately. I'm not sorry, Joe. I don't mean to shit on you, but you could ask him, and he would be like, "Yeah, this drop table is bad." Like it feels
Yeah, right.
like Necreals have a better drop table. Like
That's so nuts,
Dust
man.
Devils have a better drop table
It's
than
not
the
even just
boss.
Alks. Like I think like we're talking about Alks a lot, and that's one thing. Like
There's
yeah,
nothing useful from it at all.
yeah, crank up the arrows, crank up the darts, like do something. It's gotta feel better.
It's got to have a reason to go there besides the uniques, if the uniques are going to be this common, because there really is no reason to go to that boss after you get the uniques on an iron or on a main. I feel like,
Zero reason. Yeah,
because
no reason at
because
all.
the reality is, if it gets farmed to death, the uniques are not going to be worth anything because it's being farmed to death. A better standard is kind of what they did with DT2, where okay, these bosses are giving you like trickles of things as you're getting them, but the drops are pretty rare. Like it took me, in a lot of time you're going for two of them, right? So like you're going for the ring and you're going for like the axe piece, and like the axe piece from Duke took me like 3,100 kills. Like
Yeah.
it's because it's very rare. The fact that these things aren't rare, even a Raxor is a good example. Like a Raxor has a way better drop table, like than this thing, than the Maggot King.
Yeah.
You actually get useful things from a Raxor that like
But it's
benefit
not
you doing it.
insane either. You
No,
know
it's
what I
a
mean?
good drop table.
I think they would argue that Araxor is locked behind a Slayer task, but like, dude, it's a high, super high weight. If you have him extended, you get 250. Like, I know
Also,
someone who just grinded 15k Araxor in like 3 months or something.
also
Like,
on top of that, this is locked. This if we like put this all in the caveat that this is locked behind the hardest quest RuneScape's ever made. A lot of people aren't going to
yeah,
be able to do the final fight. Like you can't have a boss like that drop jack shit. Now,
so nuts.
to be fair, let's move on from this for now because we've beat it to death that it's ridiculous. I think they did a near perfect job with the skilling methods, which is what's so crazy.
I like again, not to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Not to be negative, because I'm very positive about the quest, whatever. I don't even want to try the skilling methods with how
Mm,
disheartened I feel after like the PVM stuff. Everyone tries the PVM stuff first.
yeah,
Like I don't want to be negative, but that's just how I feel.
I will say what's so odd about it is that like the rate at which you get secret arrows from the woodcutting, and the woodcutting is extraordinarily active. So this woodcutting method is as much XP per hour as 1.5 tick teaks,
Damn.
and it's very active. It's easier than 1.5 tick teaks for sure. Um, and you get a good amount of sap from it. So if you're banking, the balance is this: if you're banking your sap from there, which you would want to do because you'd want to use it on logs so you can get more shafts. Your XP per
Hmm.
hour obviously goes down, right? Because you have to bank it. It's like pretty far away from anything.
Yeah.
If you are applying the sap to your arrows in your inventory, you get less sap per shaft, but you get more XP per hour. And it's balanced very well. It's got a very cool like rhythm to it. I heard some people talking about how it shouldn't replace two tick teaks, and I'm in complete disagreement with this.
Hmm.
Um, I dislike the fact that there's these old skilling methods that are, considered like legacy skilling methods, and now they have to be the best all the time. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
especially something that archaic, and also that archaic, and it wasn't intended to be that either. Like
Right.
they weren't thinking about tick manip and like using birds and shit
Honestly,
back then.
what really gets me going is just like I've heard some dissent about the method. Now, it's not a lot of people. I've actually seen mostly people are really positive about it, but I've heard some dissent where it's like it shouldn't be this good XP and GP per hour, but it's like honestly, skilling needs stuff that's good XP and good GP per hour. Like the more active skilling is much harder. Your only reward being XP per hour feels kind of bad. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
The fact that more active bosses generally produce more GP per hour, I feel like the same thing should happen with skills because realistically, if you don't want an active skill, and a lot of people don't in general, those people aren't going to do that method anyway. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. They're not going to do that method anyway because it's extraordinarily active. It's as active, if not more active, than two tick teaks. Now, two tick teaks is locked behind nothing. It's locked behind Fossil Island. This
Right.
method is locked behind the hardest Grandmaster quest ever. It's
That's a good point.
okay. It's okay
Yeah.
that this method is usable here. The other thing it unlocks is from our Seder cast, it unlocks the Gnome Cube. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but seeing how good the skilling methods are from this post quest, I'm assuming it's intentional. Once you use the sap on a log, it has a left click cut option, and you can just click it and start a skilling action. It is okay for something that helps 3 tick skilling to be locked behind an egregiously aggressive quest. Like it's okay. And I heard a lot of people think it's not okay. It's okay. Like, are we really locked so hard into this, like the knife log herb tar meta? Like, this is locked behind the hardest quest ever. If you want to improve your skilling, you have to do the hardest quest ever. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. I just wanted to get that out there because that was
I'm with you.
it wasn't that many people saying that. I think a lot of people are just okay with it. But I really need to like this game needs to move forward. Like it can't just stay stagnant constantly forever. It's
Yeah.
just
I
can't
think
do that.
I it's clear. So throughout the history of old school RuneScape, there has been a large, I wouldn't even say majority, but a large portion of the community. I think it could even be the majority that is scared for it to change. And we always say, and I'm someone who I hate change. That's why I'm playing the same, game
Yeah.
20 something years later. If this game didn't change and adapt, it would have died a long, long time ago. It would have died if the GE never came out. It would have died if more new bosses didn't come out. If it didn't deviate from whatever. If they didn't add God Wars dungeon in, even though it came out after the original save that old school came from, like
Yeah.
it would have died. And we can't be totally scared for it to change a little bit.
Yeah,
So
and it's not like as a new player, you're going to be able to rush Blood Moon Rises and do these things.
yeah,
Like we did this quest and we've watched a lot of people do the quest with max stats and max gear and they're struggling.
right.
Imagine doing this with like 80s in your stats. Like it's going to be
It would be nuts. Yeah, I that's a
extraordinarily
good point. I
hard.
didn't even think about it. I've had a lot of comments on. I made a short about it today, and like a lot of people are like, "I guess this is the end of me having a quest cape," and I'm sure
Yeah.
a lot of people are having a hard time with it.
Yeah, like
And so here's my question: does this autism octagon, can you take that into other scaling methods,
yeah,
or is it
so
just for?
no. So the way that it works is so the way you make the blood or what seeker arrow shafts is by
Mhm.
using the sap. Okay. So you know how certain logs have certain shafts
Yeah,
that they
I
make.
get the theory. It's like a one click.
No, but certain logs make certain amounts of arrow shafts. Like
Yes.
redwoods make 105, regular logs
Uh,
make 15. If you apply the sap to arrows that are already made, it applies at a regular log, so 15.
mhm.
But if you apply it to like a redwood log, it'll give you 105 shafts. So if you
Right.
apply the sap to a redwood log, then it gets a left click and it can be used anywhere. Yeah, it's just an item that can be used in any 3 ticking situation, just one click.
Because the left click would start to fletch it.
Yeah, just instantly. There's no options besides make
No,
shaft.
that's how you kick off the
So
action. Okay,
yeah, it
yeah.
would be like it's like when you hit the knife in the log on a teak or mahogany. It's just like that, but it's just a
Yeah.
left click.
I
And
get like I get maybe not wanting it to affect the whole game. Like that's pretty big implications. But like I don't have a big issue with it. It should at least be like useful in the area, I think.
You know, the way I look at it is, and I might get some flack if anyone is in the high level skiller community from this.
Hmm.
I feel it's very like gatekeepy to be like, no, the knife log has to stay. Like, it kind of feels like to me if Jagex went down a line with PVM that all new bosses require you to constantly prayer flick.
Yeah,
That
right.
is how it feels to me, and I know that comparison probably has been thrown out a lot. But if all bosses were designed like that, it'd be really bad. It feels very gatekeepy to me to be like, so no XP per hours will go up from this change. The 3-tick methods just become easier and more approachable.
Right. See, that is fair. My one issue is like there's a fair amount of skillers that are level 3 skillers and they'll never be able to get this, and that's like a little bit of a
No, only Iron Men wouldn't be able to
maybe.
get it.
Oh, because it's all tradable.
Yes.
Oh, then yeah.
So only
Fuck
like
those iron skillers.
iron skillers
Level
would
3
not be
iron
able to, yeah.
skillers. They did it to themselves, dude.
Now we're on the right
Turn them
side.
into plastic.
Yeah, turn it like a. It's just, I just
Yeah.
don't
No,
like
I'm back
when,
on board. Fully back on board.
yeah, people stuff gets throttled like this, and I really think it's not good for the game, especially for the progression of skilling. Like, skilling could get to a point where it's fun. Sorry, like PVM, and I've been dabbling in tick manipulation. I really enjoy it. Something like that is something that I would be looking forward to unlocking on a new account so that I
Yeah.
could use it. And I think that's good. It's good for the game.
And I think it's important to again say that it does not change any
XP
XP
rates.
rates. It
No.
just makes things more reasonable.
Yeah, any records that people have, and like those things are still like, they're just more approachable. And you could add clicks in
Right.
if you want. You could fletch between those 3-tick actions if you want like more clicks. Like, there's an endless amount of clicks that you're gonna have to do.
That's important too. That's an important note, I think.
It's just, you can add things into your 3-tick action if you want more APM, but let's make it
Yeah.
more approachable. I think that's fine.
You know what I'm realizing? We never ended our week in review, really. So
I
we're
made
technically we're still in our week in review.
I made a joke to you today where I was like, we're gonna have a really long week in review.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
the
I
other
got a Kiston, by the way. I didn't say that. I
oh
got the Kiston
yeah,
on 16 kill count.
such a fucking spoon, dude.
I know. I haven't hit a single thing with it yet. I don't know where to use it, but
Yeah, it was Omega broken in PvP. It was like
I saw that. I
rolling
saw
damage
something at
wrong.
110. I thought it was fake.
No, it was real. It was just bugged. Remember when the Soul Reaper axe was just hitting 500s in PvP?
Yeah,
For a
that
little
shit was
bit.
crazy.
That was so sick. But it was bugged at first, and now it's like worse than claws. So I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Honestly, I have no idea. But yeah, let's let's I want to quickly talk about the other two scaling methods too.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about them, so lead the way.
So there's a couple. Well, there's actually technically 2 hunter methods, and there is 1 fishing method. So the leech fin fishing is just the best fishing experience in the game, and it's one of the most active fishing methods in the game. You move, it's like Perilous Moons fishing, honestly. That's
And
what it
this
is.
is all for the useless files of whatever, right?
Yeah,
It's good
yeah.
fishing XP, right? But
Right, like per inventory. I just looked it up. You
do you
get,
know like vials of blood per hour with this? Like, have you
I don't know
done any of the
that.
math?
I think it would be a lot. Not a lot of vials, maybe like 20 vials of blood per hour.
It's pretty low,
Honestly,
but it's
honestly,
like
it
kind of
seems kind
reasonable.
of reasonable for. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the skilling things are extraordinarily reasonable. It's only the boss and Venator drop tables that are not reasonable. It's like really funny
I mean,
that
20 is
way.
still pretty like relatively
But
low, but it's enough to like if you're like, oh, I don't want to. I have a scythe. I'm an iron. I don't want to do Tob again.
and I need fishing
This
XP.
maybe is a
Like,
good. Yeah, this is maybe a good. It's just enough incentive to go do a method that's good fishing XP.
once again, you actually get GP from getting the best fishing experience in the game. Like, it's an
Right.
okay thing to lock this behind a Grandmaster Quest. The other thing is the stim fight hunting. This is way different than I thought it
The way
was.
you said that sounded like some kind of slur or something. I don't know.
Get that filthy stim fight out of here.
Jesus, I don't like that.
Well, you'll like the hunter method because it is literally maniacal monkeys. So what you do is
Uh,
you bait. So you have to catch the little like beetles,
yeah.
and you bait the spot and you hide in a bush, right?
Hmm.
When the stim fight comes down, you don't even have to click on it. It just throws the spear at the mob,
No
and you
way.
just have to rebait. What do you think
That
the
sounds
XP
kind
per
of
hour
amazing.
is? What do you think the XP per hour
I
is?
heard it. I think I heard
It's like
already. I heard
150k.
150K. That's crazy.
Oh my god. I mean, it
But
doesn't.
honestly, it's not like I mean, what are some of the higher hunter methods? I think you get around that doing like contracts like efficiently, maybe even more.
Yeah, contracts also give you like good loot, right? And then also
Right.
like black chins are the highest hunter method. I think it's around 250k XP per hour.
Yeah. So I don't think it's way off, right? Like,
Once again, here's the deal. There's this caveat that people are forgetting to put in when they complain about these things. It is locked behind the hardest quest in the game.
yeah.
Most of the people you see killing the boss right now are maxed players or people very close to it. And it's okay. You know, like the Crux dungeon stuff behind MM2 is 100k XP per hour. This is 150, a way harder quest. It is okay.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm with you.
put the pitchforks away. It will be fine.
I'm not putting mine away over the other shit,
All
but
right, yeah.
I'm not
That's
going to
true.
join this mob.
Yeah, this mob is a cringe mob. The mob that wants the Maggot King's drop table to change and the Venator drop table to change, that's good mob.
They're the
Good
good
mob.
ones. Yeah.
But overall, what do you think of this like quest and post quest? Like overall, like
It's I hate that I'm so soured on like the other stuff because the whole world is so good. I love the quest. I hope that myself included, I can, look past. And again, we're gonna post this podcast tomorrow morning or whatever. They're gonna fix this shit by the by the
yeah, I
time we
think
post
so.
it. We're
I
gonna
really do.
we're gonna sound like idiots, right? I hope anyway. That's the hope. But yeah, I feel great about everything aside from the loot, and that's I
That's
feel
it.
bad that that's souring me. I'm just not letting it sour me on the whole thing, right? Which is
Right.
important. I think a lot of people are not doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, from the numerous crash outs that I've heard in Discord over the last 2 days,
Yeah, you'd
uh,
think I'd be more mad, right? About
I would
things in
think you
general.
would be more mad, but know exactly what you're saying. Because listen, I really do like the Maggot King boss fight. I think. Oh, I didn't touch on this. I'm going to quickly touch on it. The grubs are really weird. So there's a major.
That's good. Yeah.
First of all, let's just say Max will back me up on this. I invented the Venator bow tech, and I made it very good.
I will say, I had not seen anyone say or do the Venator bow, and you were like, wait, let me try this thing super early.
Yeah. So what I was doing was the grubs always spawn from the same side in the beginning of the fight. So what you can do is you can lure the Maggot King when he screeches, switch to Venator bow, shoot at the Maggot King himself, and it will bounce from Maggot King to grub to Maggot King, and it'll kill the grub and get 2 hits on the Maggot King. It's very good, very like efficient damage, like and use your
Hmm.
time. Um, the issue I have with it is I don't like how you're punished for killing the maggots as they come out. So when you shoot the maggots with a bow, you always kill them pretty much. So you'll always one shot them when they're in the air.
Yeah.
If you do that constantly and you keep up with it constantly, you still, at the end of the fight, he throws like 4 maggots out. It's like, bro, let me be rewarded for a chill end of the fight for doing this extra mechanic in the beginning of the fight. I don't get
Yeah.
why it's punishing. It doesn't make any sense to me. That is the real complaint. I also another complaint about the mechanics. This fight is the perfect example of why it's they don't want to release more elemental weakness bosses because the harm is best in slot, so every other mage weapon sucks.
Right.
It's really bad. Um, in my opinion, we've talked about this today. Make the Kodai also 4-tick magic. It's like harder to grind than they're probably around the same time, honestly. Time to get. And the Kodai, like it's like
Yeah, let me do
500
some quick
hours of
math in
rating.
my head.
What is like how many nightmare kills do you get per hour?
You
Like
get about
Fasani's.
10 per hour.
So 10 per hour. The loots it's 1 in 1450, so it's 145 hours for a harm on rate. A
Yeah.
Kodai wand
Plus,
on
you have to
rate.
remember that like you could go dry on the staff too. Like adding another drop, even if it's a
Right.
lot more common, does up that a little bit.
Right. Like the odds that you don't get the staff on the way to the harm have to be astronomically bad.
They're bad, but it's not insane. It's like a third of the rate or something.
Okay. So let's say you
I know.
add
I
that
know.
in.
3 people in my clan, including myself, have orbs and don't have the staff. We're all going for the staff. So if that tells you
Right.
anything.
That is fair enough. Regardless of that, 145 hours for the harm. Let's say you add my point is it's three almost four times as long to get a Kodai on rate
Yeah.
than a harm on rate. And it is astronomically useless. It's like really not good for anything almost anymore. Let's make this thing 4 tick so it's actually a mega rare. And then there's some room to get other items if you want, other than just a harm orb.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It makes elemental balancing like way better. Because right now you really are using elemental spells, shadow or crossbow, or like twin flame if you're really down bad. And that's not great in my opinion. I think it's really bad.
It does feel like there's a massive gap in gear at this new boss.
Yeah, especially because there's a
Can I
massive.
say something?
Go ahead.
And this is at the risk of me sounding like a fucking moron more than usual.
Sure, go ahead.
Uh, I'm only like 25 kills into the Maggot King, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing them with the Ink Mace. I was using Scythe. I don't know why I felt like I wasn't hitting that well with it. I switched to the Ink Mace. I'm instantly hitting 85s. Like it's
Yeah.
so strong. For some reason, it must have some kind of weird boost, whatever. I don't know if
So
all crush
so
weapons
so
do.
you do 50% more damage on the punish with
Okay.
any weapon, I think. I don't know if it has
Yeah,
to be
I'm like
crush.
smashing this thing with the Ink Mace. Feels really good. It's like the 4 tick cycle, whatever. It feels great. All of a sudden, I've done 25 kills. All of a sudden, it's not working for me anymore.
That
I
is
can't
funny.
do the punish. I'm not. I'm trying. I tried it on every. Obviously, it's the tick right before it slams. You do it and then step out. I've tried it on every tick. I've tried it every way. I am not changing anything. I'm looking back at the clips, like trying to figure out what happened. It just stopped working for me. I don't know what to do.
So it is funny because before we recorded this, I was like, "Oh, let me go test it out," and just like instantly, it's fine. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
I was so dude, it's the case of like you ever like something's broken and you try to fix it a million times. Finally you're like as a kid you're like, "Oh, I'll ask my dad." He just like looks at it and it's working again, like
Yep.
doesn't do anything.
The Maggot King fears me, dude. I don't know what to tell
Not
you.
to call you my dad. I don't actually like that I use
Well,
that comparison.
I would prefer father.
All right. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what I don't know if it's me, if either like I had a stroke or
I mean, no
something
offense,
changed. I was like
it
looking
has
up
to
the
be you.
patch notes. I don't know, dude. I'm looking up the patch
I'll
notes
look
and
at the
like,
clips after if you actually have them.
yeah, I think I might have deleted the recent ones, but I have clips of me doing it just fine for 25 kills.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, eh. Listen, there's little things you can change. Oh, also, this is the other thing that I wanted to complain about.
Hmm.
I really like the Maggot King's punish phase. Very fun. You get that like free action. Can we
Yeah,
make it so that you get a free action when hitting the grubs out of the air too? Like
I
make it a
think that's
free
good. Like
action.
Doom, right? Like
Yes.
you don't get punished for, and
Right.
even with the T-bow at Doom, I don't know if that's still in the game where you like can reduce your ticks
Yeah, yeah. You have to like
with the
blowpipe
T-bow.
T-bow, blowpipe T-bow, blowpipe T-bow, like shit like that.
Yeah,
It's like kind of ridiculous,
it's a
but
little broken. Yeah,
it's not very fun, honestly. But
right.
I just I think not punishing people for doing the mechanics because like realistically, what you want to do is leave all the grubs up because they
Hmm.
don't heal that much, and you can kind of just
Right.
deal with them during the fight. And if you have Blood Fury on, you actually don't need supplies at the boss, and not in a way where you actually don't need supplies, but you literally don't need supplies in the way of I can now ignore certain little bullshit mechanics. There can be like fours, and the Blood Fury will just take
Right.
care of it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's little
Which is
things they
fine.
can
Like
fix.
chip damage sucks, dude. We hate
Yeah.
chip damage, right? So like mitigating that. Yeah, I could just see a world where, so to me, real quick, the grubs feel like some of the clanky Doom mechanics when Doom came out before they fixed them. It's just they feel weird. Like they're getting stuck behind the thing. They're not worth dealing with, but you're kind of punished for not dealing with them.
Yeah.
Oh, I just had a thing happen
If
in the
you made
game.
it so that the ticks that you got like a free tick, or not a free tick, but you had no tick delay shooting the grub, it would feel way
Hmm.
better because then you're not
Yeah.
losing damage and you're doing the mechanic and you're doing a weapon switch because nobody's
Yeah.
using bows in there. So
Because I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, I wish they just would get rid of the grubs. Like, I hate this. They just feel annoying for the sake of being annoying. But then I thought about it, and it would be just make the boss just a little bit too easy. So I think that's the solution. I'm picturing a world where this boss has the grubs fixed, like we talked about. The loot table is a lot more reasonable. Maybe not like alk heavy, so it's not destroying the GP
yeah,
economy.
yeah,
But whatever. It has blood shards on the table, which could be part of that last solution we mentioned,
yeah.
and it gives you this economy of using the blood shards for the boss, or saving them for later, and or selling them if you're a main. I see the vision here, and it just feels like I'm really sad that they didn't get there.
You know what else the tick reduction would do too? It would make it so that you could actually like every time that grub spawned, he spawned like one more grub, right? So what you can do is you could literally have a Venator bow and be like click on one of them, and
Hmm.
then like every time he does it, he like okay after four screeches, he's now spawning four grubs, and you have to like click one on each side, but you're not losing ticks still. Like that, like in it
Yeah,
makes them it could make the boss fight like harder but also easier simultaneously because you're not losing ticks. But like if you fail the mechanic, there's now four grubs on the ground, and that's problematic. Like that's the kind of thing I'm seeing. But I don't know. It just seems like I think you're right, but like nailed it in the beginning when you were like, it didn't seem like they did that much like testing for this stuff at all. So
and it's just that hasn't that been the case for the
a
like,
lot of
even with
things.
some of the good updates in the last, like, eh, not not 2026, but I mean like a full calendar year. Doesn't that just feel like every time that's the case lately?
It does feel eerily the case all the time. It's like they feel so forced to release content. Like this makes me slightly worried about raids for bosses, like big time.
Oh my god, me too. I mean, I didn't feel that way, and this was the straw
You
that
know
broke
what's
the
so
camel's back
it's so
for
funny
me.
because we were talking about how like Laurenial Draken is such a good fight and it's like so well designed, so well made. I
Yeah.
think that the phases are a little long, like when he's not on the screen. I think I could use less
Mhm.
of that, but like that can be tweaked like very easily. But then they come out with this Maggot King boss, and it's like so clunky. It like, doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
The game is getting big enough where the team is getting bigger, and nobody has their finger in every part of the pie. I don't know if that's an expression,
No,
but
no, I talked about this on one of the other pods. Yes, it's like this something gets passed down, and then someone so disconnected from it is working on it that it doesn't make any sense.
yeah, I don't know. I wish there was someone who could like. It's hard. I mean, I'm sure I'm not a game developer, but I'm sure there's like some sort of methodology here that like a lot of the other big games are using, to where like this stuff doesn't just go under. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit salty, but I'm gonna try to keep positive, like we mentioned. And I think we'll wrap it up there. I'm sure we'll have
yeah,
more to talk about next week with Vampyrium, and things. Maybe we'll have tried more content and have more drops, and maybe there will be some patches. So we'll keep you guys filled in with that. And yeah, until then, make sure you guys leave a like. Like we said, we're super close to 500. We really appreciate it. We're like, it's blowing us away that we're even this
yeah.
far, this
True,
quick.
true. Yeah, it's
So
been amazing.
really,
But
really cool. What else? Is there
that's
anything
it,
else you want to
man.
say?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you didn't check out our last episode, we had an awesome guest on. Really, really cool. I
yeah.
think that
Rune
we
Slayer was
both,
on.
yeah, we both thought that was our best episode yet. So
It
make sure
was
you
one
check
of
that
the
out. It'll
most
be in the
fun I've ever
description.
recorded. The lore dump that we got was insane, and it's not
Yeah.
just about Blood Moon Rises. Honestly, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. And last little incentive, once we hit 500 subscribers, full disclosure, we're able to kind of get a few more channel features, and we have some like big ideas coming for stuff that we could do for members, but also stuff that's going to come for everyone as well. So that milestone is going to like really start to help push our channel in the direction we want to take it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Sick. All right. Well, on that note, peace out, boys.
All right, guys, later.